Hi guys, and welcome to my backyard. This video is going to be just documenting the drought damage that is happening around our pool decking. So our pool decking is separating from the pool itself, and it's causing quite a lot of cracking around our pool. So this pool was made probably around 1997, 1998. So it's at least a 25-year-old pool, getting close to a 30-year-old pool. Now it needs a lot of different work, but all I'm really here to talk about today is the damage that's happening because of the drought. Now, when we moved in 10 years ago, it already had a lot of cracking between the pool and the slabs pulled around the pool. So the pool decking, the concrete slabs around the pool. So about 8 years ago, I did some minor repairs to that cracking. I didn't know what caused those repairs 8 years ago. But now that I've seen what's happening during this drought in 2022, I'm sure that this original damage was caused by a drought. So there was a drought in 2011, right before the year before we bought this house. So I wonder if that's what caused it, or if there was even a drought in the 2000s that could have caused it. So this could be an ongoing problem every time that there's a drought in Houston. It's a really hot area. It probably has droughts every 10 years. I can't say for sure what has happened before we moved here. It's likely that all the damage around this pool was caused by droughts. Now, as you can see here, there is some little bit of repairing I've done, but it's separated. This was fine up until about a month ago. Everything was holding up and looking great. And then in the last month, all of this has started to separate again. The damage is starting to come back. I guess these slabs are starting to fall. I'm not sure, maybe these slabs were never poured thick enough. But as you can see on the other side of the slab, there are huge gaps between the dirt and the slab itself. And that's just from the ground drying out. That was not like that 4 weeks ago. The ground is drying out because it is so dry here. It's like a sponge that is completely dried out and looks all shriveled. So over the last 8 years after I did the repairs, that sponge has been thicker because it's holding water. And now that sponge has dried out, these slabs are dropping again. So all of these major cracks are coming back. This slab, I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's a lot lower than it was when it was installed, I'm sure. They wouldn't have had that stonework around the pool, like an inch shorter than the slab. That slab has dropped that much. So again, this video is just a documentation of what can happen when a drought hits your area and how it can separate the pool decking away from the pool itself. So our pool's fine. We've never had any cracks in our pool. It's a thicker pour than the decking apparently, and it's just holding up a lot better. But I just want to document all of this in a video for anyone that's wondering why this damage is happening around their pool. It might give you a little bit of a hint about what's going on. You can see all this separation here is coming back. I will make a video in a few months repairing all of this. So I don't want to touch this while we're still in drought, while we're in the heat of summer. I want that ground to regain its moisture, see what happens, how much movement we're going to get in the decking. I want all of that movement to stop and the ground to be restabilized before I do any repairs. And again, here's another area where it seems like the decking, one slab, is higher than the stonework. And it wasn't like this before. So this is all changing and ongoing. Of course, the logical thing to do would be to just rip this all out and do a re-pour. But as you can imagine, around a pool this size, that would be probably $20,000, $30,000 at least. So it's not something I want to do at the moment. This is all in shade right now, but as you can see, anywhere that the detailed stonework is next to that poured decking, we have cracks coming in. So again, this was not here like 4 weeks ago, maybe even like 2 weeks ago. It honestly has all just started getting a lot worse. We're in an extreme drought situation in our section of Houston. You can see all of the separation happening along here, and I'll have to come back in a few months and repair it once everything's finished moving. It gets really bad along the deep end here. See our little cicada pet in the pool. I'm not sure why this side is worse. I don't know if the dirt wasn't compressed enough when they did the pour, or if it's, again, the slab is maybe not thick enough here. But we've got all this separation happening around the stonework. A lot of repair I'm gonna have to be doing here. And again, I just want to point out, because I know there would be a lot of comments, this was not looking like this a few weeks ago. This is not something that has been here for a long time. This is new drought separation and damage. Look how bad that is. Like a hole all the way to the middle earth. It's crazy. And again, here's height differences between the edging, that rock work, and the poured area. All new. On this side of the pool, the decking is doing the opposite of the other side. It's actually raising up in some areas. So it's above the stonework in some areas along this deck. That just means that this side is probably dropping low. And because it's not breaking, it's raising that side up. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of work to do in a few months, trying to decide what to do here. I might have to sand some of that down so that it's not a sharp edge. We'll see. If you have any tips, put them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. If you have any questions, I'm not sure if I can answer them, but maybe somebody else will. Let's talk about drought damage that's happening in your area. It's a hot, hot summer.